The meteorologist Michael Fish is still with me. When we see extreme weather like this on both sides of the Atlantic, inevitably people start saying, is this being caused by climate change? Can we pinpoint climate change as the reason for these storms?
Officially, no. One such event you can't pin on global warming, climate change. Speaking personally, and I've got nothing, this is not the Met Office speaking, this is me speaking, I do think there's a connection, yes. We've had this record area of low pressure in the Atlantic, record typhoon in the Philippines, a heat wave in Australia with temperatures of about 50 degrees Celsius, the floods in northeast India. We're getting more and more of these extreme events as time goes on, and I'm convinced, although that's not the official line.
Interestingly, in the States, where they're seeing all of this snow, I was living there the last time they had a huge snowstorm, Snowmageddon in 2010. Yeah. And what you could hear people saying all the time was, when it was absolutely freezing cold, they're saying, well, if nothing else, this at least proves there's no such thing as global warming. People are convinced that when it gets very cold, it means the planet can't be warming and we don't need to worry about climate change. How can you convince them otherwise?
The planet as a whole is warming, but that doesn't mean to say that there won't be places that are a bit colder than before and other places that are a lot warmer. Overall, year on, year by year, the planet is slowly warming. There are these cold winters in between, but when you average it all out, the warming is continuing.
And we will need to get used to winters like this, will we? These kind of storms and extreme weather?
We'll certainly have to get used to extreme weather. What the winters are like, I'm afraid I can't say, but there is no doubt whatsoever that there will be a lot more of these weather extremes in the years to come, not only in Britain, but throughout the world.
And are we very good at dealing with it in Britain? Are we going to have to get a bit more resilient, do you think, if we're going to have to get used to extreme weather?
Well, that's true. Certainly we've got to take precautions because it's a matter of life and death, some of them. And it is going to, I'm sure it's going to get worse. I can't remember the weather as it's been in the last year. I mean, it's the most vicious typhoon ever, the one that hit the Philippines.
Yeah. And in Britain, of course, we're very good at grumbling about the bad weather. Are we any good at coping with it? Are we going to have to start behaving a bit differently when we see storms like this coming in?
The problem with Britain, especially when you get wintry weather like snow, is that we get the wrong sort of snow. In America, as you've just seen on your VT there, the temperature is well below freezing, the snow is powdery, it can be blown out of the way, snowplows can get it out of the way. In Britain, the snow falls at around freezing point, so it's all wet and slushy, sticks, turns into ice, and it's not easy to cope with. So that's
the wrong kind of bad weather that we get here.
The wrong kind of snow, yes.
Michael Fish, thanks very much for joining us.